Michael J. for Hope for the Warriors. Started back in '06 at Camp Lejeune. Military families witnessing the effects of war on their loved ones. Now, almost 20 years later, they've aided over 53,000 service members, veterans, and families with confidential, high-quality behavioral health care services at little or no cost to post-9/11 vets and their families. Over 91% of every dollar donated goes directly to the programs. If you're as concerned about our heroes as I am, go to hopeforthewarriors.org.
This podcast of the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour presented by Firehouse Subs is sponsored by AAA Heating and Air.
The premier HVAC company in the Midlands is growing. Are you a top HVAC technician?
AAA Heating and Air is looking for dedicated applicants to fill their fast-growing service department with top-notch HVAC technicians.
If you're the best, then they want you. If you're ready to stop working and start a career, you can earn up to $100,000 plus a year at AAA Heating and Air.
Quality candidates will have at least 2 years experience and a good driving record. Benefits include top industry salaries, commission on service and unit sales, set call limits, company-provided take-home vehicle and gas card, company-provided cell phone and tablet, health, dental, and vision benefits, 401k retirement plan with company match, and scaled PTO based on length of service.
Contact Roy and Dana Finley at 803-677-1500 or check out their job postings on Facebook or ZipRecruiter.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
It's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen. With Chris Clark.
The 2007 South Carolina class was, at that time, 6th in the country and 4th in the SEC, which is amazing.
Wes Mitchell.
You know, I think if you're South Carolina, you're aiming to at least be at 50%. Then in theory, you're adding talent, you're getting better, you're putting yourself in a position to compete.
And Tyler Head.
It's been a great week for South Carolina. On the recruiting front, still certainly plenty to talk about.
On the home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
All right, welcome into a special edition of the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. I'm Chris Clark, here in the Herndon Chevy Studios, riding along with you for the next hour with Gamecock Football's Trey Knox. Trey, appreciate you coming in today, man. How's it going?
It's going well, man. I'm glad that you reached out to me and I'm able to be here today. So
Yeah. No, I know that y'all just started workouts back. So you seem to be walking okay coming in here. You're not too beat up from the first couple days of workouts?
The first 2 days have been hard, man. Yeah. But, I mean, hard work is what makes champions. So you just got to put your head down and work, man, and we're going to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to get into that. I know we got a lot of ground to cover, a lot to talk about on the field, off the field. We'll kind of look back, go all the way back to high school, bring it forward to this season, and talk about a lot of off-the-field stuff, too. First thing I got to get from you, so you pulled up here to the station. Did I hear you blasting some Chris Stapleton?
Yes, I love Chris Stapleton.
And that was very niche, too. You had the live version going. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like, I'm going to stick in the CD. I'm not just listening to the radio. Like, you sought out a live version.
No, I love Chris Stapleton. I went and saw him in concert last year, actually.
Okay.
Best concert I've ever been to.
Where was that at?
It was in Arkansas.
It was in Arkansas.
The amp. Walmart amp, and it's like a little outdoor theater, and he rocks places like that.
Oh yeah,
and he blew the walls off of it. I mean,
he played Columbia. I don't know at this point, probably 3 years ago, something like that. It was really good. It wasn't as good as what you're describing because it was in the Colonial Life Arena, in the basketball arena. Still awesome, but I definitely I get what you're putting down, like the outdoor amphitheater vibe.
Yeah, like the man can sing, and I've always been a guy that appreciates guys that actually sound live like they do on their album or whatever. And that man he's just so talented.
I couldn't tell when you pulled up. I heard the song, I recognized the song, I recognized the voice, but I didn't know it was live until he was like talking on it. So that just illustrates your point. Dude is super talented. Are you a singer?
Here and there, sometimes when I feel like
a shower singer? Or
yeah, I sang Garth Brooks. I sang Friends in Low Places one time, went viral on TikTok, so it was cool.
All right, we'll have to dig that back up. Yeah. Anybody on the team that can sing, by the way? Like, do they ever call somebody up to?
No, we haven't. We haven't done anything like that, and I feel like guys just don't come in the locker room singing, but. We got a bunch of rappers on the teams.
Oh, yeah. Put down the recording studio a little bit. But you would go down and put the country down?
Oh, for sure. I rock the house down.
All right. Any musical instruments that you play?
No, actually, just my voice.
Just the voice. Okay. Shane Beamer makes the team introduce themselves, right? So maybe you should make people sing from now on.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
You might have to check it out.
If we get a new tight end, I might have to say, you need to bust out a couple notes before we can officially add you to the group.
That's right. Well, speaking of new tight ends, natural segue. So you're a new quote-unquote tight end to the team this year. Their room, and I guess you knew this during the recruiting process. I mean, it cleaned out, right?
Empty.
I mean, it was totally empty. There's nobody in the room. So you join Josh Simon, Nick Elksness, all you guys transferring in from other schools. You've added a couple high school guys, another high school guy coming this summer. But tell us a little bit about just the vibe in that room from what you saw in the spring, what you've seen in workouts, all that stuff.
I mean, I feel like if you walk in that room right now, it looks like we've been playing together for years now.
Yeah.
I mean, we just gelled so great. And that's credit to, Coach Wright, just, making it a fun atmosphere to be in the tight end room and have fun. And we just go in there, have fun, and work at the same time. And working and playing, I mean, it's a good combination if you know how to toe the line between work and play.
It seems like y'all got an interesting personality mix in that room, right? Like coming from different backgrounds, you from Arkansas, Nick from Florida, Josh from Western Kentucky. You've got the high school guys from, heck, Connor's from Florida, Reed's from Texas, Cam will be coming in from Alabama. So y'all have a lot of different life experiences. So what have you learned? What have you found out about some of the guys, some of your teammates you've been talking to them?
All of them are funny. That's just we have so much fun, and we had a meeting before I came over here, and it's just cutting up. I mean, we talked the football part, of course, and we went 20 minutes over, just laughing and joking, and Coach Wright showing us a picture of him. We're just busting out laughing because it looks horrible. So just things like that, and those guys are willing to learn, and that's what I love about, especially the high school guys. I mean, they come up to me, ask what they need to improve and what they need to fix, and ask me to look at their routes, look at their blocking. And those are the guys that you want in the program that want to be perfectionists, because I'm the same way. Something don't look right, I'm doing it again until I get it right. And so not having to push those guys to work and to be and want to be the best, I mean, it's easy.
How is Jody Wright as a coach? Because I think maybe he's a coach that's not talked about as much as and part of it is he's a position coach, right? I mean, everybody talks about the OC, the DC, the head coach.
And especially the tight ends coach. It's not a glamorous position either. So
very salt of the earth position, right? So he's got an interesting background too, right? Though, I mean, he's been Nick Saban's personnel guy, high school relations director. He's coached in the NFL. So how is he as a coach, and what have you learned from him and gained from him?
And he understands that you have to have a balance of work and play also. And just can't always be ball, because then, I mean, we're still 20, 21, 19, 18, some guys coming from high school, year-old kids, and we have lives. And so he tries to give us life lessons, drop little nuggets in there. And I appreciate him for it. He's so down to earth, a great man. And you can tell that he actually cares for his players. If somebody has something going on, he'll ask him about it every day. And it won't slip his mind. He won't forget to ask. And you just love people like that, because it's easy to play for somebody like that.
Have I told you, talking about Josh Simon, your running mate there in the tight end room, have I told you my Josh Simon story about the first time I ever talked to him? So did y'all visit on the same weekend? I think
No, Nick and I did.
Nick and you, yeah, that's right. So Josh had visited one weekend, and my job, one part of my job is I'm trying to call you guys when you're getting recruited and figure out what you're going to do and what you're saying and all that.
I still have your number saved in my phone.
Yeah, there you go. I can't remember if you ignored me or not during recruiting. If it's okay, if so, you're probably getting blown up.
Oh, I'm here now. That's all that matters.
That's right. I appreciate that. So, but Josh, I call him, and honestly, I'm not expecting him to answer. And he answers, and he's like, hold on. And I hear all this noise. He's like, I'm hunting rabbits right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Does that sound? That's not surprising to you?
No. That boy country for real.
Yeah. Shout out to Crestwood High in Sumter. Yeah, he was out in the woods like hunting rabbits. Like, I'm worried I might get him in trouble, like legally or something. For I don't know if it was rabbit hunting season or whatever. But that's not surprising to you at all.
No, he lives on like a lot of. He rides 4-wheelers, all that stuff.
You been out there?
No, I haven't.
No.
But his parents actually invited me out there, and whenever I want to go out there, and they said, "Josh, you have to bring him." So he's obligated to right now. I want everybody to know that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you need to go out there. I'd like to go out there and ride some 4-wheelers on some land. That sounds fun. Do you consider, so you like country music? Are you like a country guy? You consider yourself?
I fish and hunt and do all the.
Yeah, that's country.
Yeah.
I'm with it. You're from Memphis originally.
Murfreesboro.
That's right.
Close
Not
to
Memphis.
Nashville, basically.
Nashville, basically. All right. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking Memphis. Better music scene, since you like music. Memphis or Nashville?
That's hard. The history
is hard.
I mean, they're both up.
Pretty
I'm
extensive.
just not going to speak on that because I'm not trying to.
You're going to abstain from voting on that?
I plead the fifth.
What about city? If you visit one, different vibes in the city.
Yeah, I was about to say there's two different things.
That's totally different.
It depends on what you're looking for. I mean, the country bars, of course, Broadway, Nashville. I mean, a lot of it's so trendy now. I mean, there's so many bridal parties that show up on bachelorette trips.
Yes, that is all you see.
It's amazing how many females I see walk down the street with cowboy hats on that say bride and then bridesmaid, and it's like, gosh, this thing has gotten so huge.
It's got to be the most popular bachelorette party destination in the world.
Has to be.
My hot take about Nashville, I love Nashville, right? But if I'm going, honestly, I'm okay not even going to Broadway. I'll go during the day. Because, you go out, you can roll out of your hotel, Airbnb, whatever. You can go to Nashville during the day, and you can head to an establishment at whatever time. Call it 9 o'clock. There's going to be somebody in there playing music already.
Oh, for sure. And somebody's probably already drunk by
Probably. But, at night, I do feel like it's gotten a little oversaturated down there at night.
I went just walking around. There was just hordes of people. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah. I'm going to the Gulch in Nashville.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm going to the Gulch. Memphis, we went to Beale Street. We did the whole thing.
I haven't been to Beale Street. I need to go to Memphis.
Yeah, it's like I got to. It's check box. I mean, we went, that's the thing. Every single person that you go see, in Memphis or Nashville, it could be dude playing at 9 o'clock in the morning or somebody at night. They're all good.
Yes, very good.
Does this person have a record deal? What famous person is this? Nah, that's just some D-list.
Yeah, some dude, I saw him at the car wash, and I was like, do you want to sing here?
Yeah, and he's awesome, or she is. So, yeah. All right, give us your barbecue take then. You got to be a barbecue
Memphis,
guy.
all the way.
Memphis.
Because I still personally think they got the best barbecue out. I don't know, though. That place, they cater barbecue from, I can't remember the name of it. They're down in Charleston.
Okay.
And, bro.
Right here? Yeah, you got it here? Yeah.
And it was like family day and spring ball. I think our first scrimmage, actually.
Yeah.
And they had family day. And that barbecue was so good. They probably thought I hadn't eaten in weeks. I kept going back.
What's Trey's problem?
Look at him going back.
Well, shout out to our Ultimate Tailgaters guys, too, right? I mean, they do, I think they're out of Aiken, if I'm not mistaken, but they do a lot of events around here, and they haven't missed a game in years. They do a lot of really, really good food stuff for the team, recruiting events, stuff like that. Speaking of food, we got to hit a break, but real quick, presenting sponsor of the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, Firehouse Subs, Trey, and they have a sub of the day every day of the week. $7.99 for a medium, $5.99 for a small. If you haven't had it, spicy Cajun chicken is the sub of the day on Thursday, and chicken jalapenos is pretty good. You were telling me earlier you like Firehouse Subs a good bit.
Love Firehouse.
You got a favorite?
Club on a sub for sure.
Club on a sub, that's a good one.
That is the go-to.
Have you had the New York Steamer?
No.
You must.
Okay.
Wednesday sub of the day is that one. There's one for every day of the week, Sunday through Monday, Monday through Sunday. So check that out today. Again, spicy Cajun chicken, Sub of the day at Firehouse Subs, firehousesubs.com Rapid Rescue, or download the Firehouse Subs app to earn yourself some rewards. Take a quick time out. We'll be right back on the other side with Gamecock Football's Trey Knox. You're listening to the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour here on 107.5 The Game.
It's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen with Chris Clark, Wes Mitchell, and Tyler Head on your home of the Gamecocks, 107.5 The Game.
All right, Chris Clark back in studio with you on the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour here on 107.5 The Game. 11 to noon is how long we go, and I'm joined by Trey Knox from Gamecock Football, continuing our conversation. Trey, let's go here. So you're from Murfreesboro. You go through the high school process. I actually remember following your recruitment a little bit in high school.
Okay.
I know South Carolina had offered you, so that would have been when Will Muschamp was here.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you really heavily considered South Carolina then. Is that right?
Yeah, no. I did form a good relationship with Coach Bentley, though, when he was here.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I never really – I think I wanted the biggest thing is I wanted to play in the Western Division. I don't know what I was really thinking, honestly. You know, I was 17 years old when I graduated high school. I wasn't thinking about much.
So you wanted to play in the SEC West. Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
It's weird, ain't it? Because I'm from Tennessee.
Yeah, you think about like UT, right?
And Vandy. Weird, ain't it?
Did you grow up, did you like, I don't know, Arkansas, or did you like LSU or Bama? You're just like SEC West is a little better.
I mean, I knew I wanted to stay in the SEC.
Period.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't leaving because it's the best conference in football.
Yeah.
I guess, I really just fell in love with the coach staff at Arkansas. When Coach Stepp was there, I think he was really the biggest factor of me going there, honestly. I mean, he just showed that he cared and that he loved the guys that he coached, and the guys that he coached loved him back.
Yeah.
And that's not a thing that you see a lot.
Where all did you go visit in high school?
Penn State, Ohio State, Tennessee, of course, Vandy, Florida a bunch of times. Really just tried to stay in that area of, Southeastern, and then, of course, Ohio State.
A couple up north, a couple up north. Was it cold when you went up to those places?
I ain't gonna lie. One time, so the reason I went up to Ohio State, because there was a guy that played in my school. His name is Master T.
I remember Master T.
He played running back at Ohio State. He graduated the year before I did. And so I remember I went up there to Columbus one time, and we went to the movies. And we walking in the movies, and it's raining outside, okay? And I'm like, okay, rain. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of rain, but rain's easy to deal with. Tell me why we walked outside. It was snowing. I'm like, whoa. Okay, that's a little nuts. And I think after that, I was like, I don't know if I can do the snow like that.
Master, yeah, he was good, man. I remember you talked about Bobby Bentley. Mm-hmm. He recruited Master, tried to make a little run at him. I think he visited here. Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he visited here, but you had no love for South Carolina back in the day.
You're trying to make me feel bad.
No, it's all good. You didn't visit here though.
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay, so saw Florida, saw some other schools. So you settle in at Arkansas, and I know you and I have talked about this a little bit before, but a lot of people have probably not heard the story. So you were recruited out of your high school as a receiver. Coach Stepp recruited you as a receiver. You get to Arkansas, you're a receiver. How much did you weigh out of high school, like freshman year when you got to
Okay, so I was an early enrollee.
Yep. I
left high school at 195 pounds.
Okay.
I played my freshman season at 205 pounds.
Okay. Did that step seem like, I got to gain 10 pounds?
Yeah, it was hard.
That was a lot.
No, and then fast forward 2 years later, I had to gain 20 pounds, 25 pounds. And it's like, God.
So I know you made some plays. Like you played as a true freshman. You started as a true freshman. They needed people to start, right? And you were a former 4-star. You had a lot of talent. But take me through just generally those first couple years. I mean, what kind of happened that led to you moving to tight end eventually?
So I had a good year my first year. Our coach got fired.
Yep.
Chad Morris.
Yep.
Then COVID happened, and I just, sophomore slump happens to a lot of people. In junior year, things didn't go the way I wanted to, so I went into my head coach at the time and asked him, can I move to tight end? Because, all right, let me flash back. So when I was growing up, everybody told me I was going to be a tight end to begin with. So
Really?
No, yes. Even my trainer I've been working with him since I was 8 years old. He's like, I know I'm training you to be a receiver, but I think you're going to end up playing tight end.
Okay.
You
didn't want to
receiver's
hear
so
that.
glamorous.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a tight end.
Yeah.
But I think I came to accept that. And so I moved in tight end room, and Coach Loggins and I made a connection, and been lights out ever since.
So you kind of resisted tight end at first a little bit, but like it was your idea. Like I feel like I can play more, or were you like feel like okay, I'm accepting my calling now to go play tight end?
Basically
that was kind of
because I knew I wasn't the fastest guy playing receiver. I think that's a big thing that hindered my performance. I wasn't a blazer. 4.5, 4.6s. Back then I was probably running terrible, like 4.7 or something, like just
out of high school. Or even in college,
not fast at all. Like I was not running fast.
straight up
not fast. Okay,
right.
So I just knew that right there is, if I can get it down to 4, that's elite speed for a tight end.
Yeah,
and so I just accepted the calling, and it's not the most glamorous position, but you do have to be pretty smart to play there.
Yeah,
because you're involved in the run game and the blocking and the pass catching and the pass game.
Yep.
And so you have to know what to do at all times. And that's what I think I like most about tight end, because I get to know what's, playing receiver, you don't know what the O-line's doing half the time, most of the time. You just worry about running around and catching the ball.
Yeah.
Or if it's a run play, just, all right, let me run my guy off and make sure he don't make the tackle. You have no idea. And I think that's what helped me appreciate tight end more, is knowing the ins and outs of O-line play and what we're calling, how we're blocking things, what's the front looks and all that stuff. But also, still being in the pass game and doing what I love, running routes and catching passes.
So how was it decided, all right, moving to tight end, yes, you can move to tight end, Trey. This is what you need to do. Like, how did the plan come about? Because I know you had to put on a bunch more weight after that.
So at that time, I was like 215.
Yeah.
So I go in the tight end room the same day I asked them to move. And I'm just like, well, I don't know what's going on. 'Cause I had never, I don't know what the tight end's doing half the time.
Right.
We ran the ball. We were a run-heavy team. So I don't know. I guess I'll go out here and watch you guys. And so I started learning. Coach Loggins and I used to have extra meeting time outside of meetings. I used to go in there and we used to watch tape, go over the plays and stuff. And I picked it up fast. I think I learned it all in about 2 weeks. And so I can't remember. I think I moved to tight end week 1. I played in my first game. I think we played Georgia that year.
That's the one that didn't go well.
Yeah, it was bad. We're just not going to get into it. But I played that game. And I think it was like week 5, week 6. So
okay, yeah.
I was in there playing and actually knowing what to do in 5 weeks.
Right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so you ended up gaining how much more weight? 30 pounds?
Yeah.
Something like that? Because you were about 245.
245.
Something like that.
250 on a great day. But yeah. So 30 pounds.
So that had to be...
It was horrendous.
Not fun.
Yeah. I didn't look bad, but you could tell that I just was stuffing my face just to try to...
Yeah, you weren't an ideal 245.
Yeah, no. I was not chiseled. Let's just say
chiseled's
that.
a good word. That's what
I was a little soft body.
Doughy.
Yeah, a little doughy. A little half-baked.
Yeah,
not finished.
But and we'll get into this more later. Now, obviously, you've got Step and Loggins here at South Carolina, which is kind of crazy. But how did Coach Loggins help you with that transition?
He made it easy for me. Just learning the plays and learning. He's a great teacher, and I think that's very important as a coach. If he can verbalize what he wants you to do in the least amount of words possible,
Yeah.
And it actually makes sense, and it clicks in your head. Like, it takes a special person to do that. Because we all know smart people, but sometimes smart people can't explain, concepts.
Yeah.
And he's very good at that. And so he made it easy for me. And just coming up with drills that would make me a better player. Obviously, we had to get the footwork down immediately, because that's a big key of blocking. Hands, feet. Those two things alone take a lot of time to, get.
Yeah.
So learning the steps, bringing the boards out. And then he did this drill. When he coached for the Dolphins, they did this drill with Mike Gesicki. They would put 2 towels under his arms. And whenever he blocked, he couldn't let the towels fall from under his arms. And I remember, because my hands used to get too wide.
You keep your elbows in.
So I had to keep my elbows in. Yeah. And I mean, we did that joker every single day, to the point where I hated seeing the towels. And the towels ain't do nothing to me. But, I mean, he's just meticulous, and he knows what he's doing and what the plan is and how he's going to execute it way before anybody else can see it.
Is he, as a coach, and maybe, like, I don't know if his style will change a little bit, because now he's an OC versus a position coach. There's obviously some differences there, but is he more, like, intense? Is he, like, turn it on and off? Like, what's the...
Very, very on and off.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can tell if we're not making plays, then he's going to be upset, as any coach would be.
Sure.
But he wants to have fun. He wants to let his players have fun playing the game that they love. Because he said it all the time. He said, because at the end of the day, this is a game that you started playing when you were young because you loved it.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants us to do. We want to play not because I don't want to get yelled at, or he wants you to play because you love playing ball.
Yeah.
And because he loved playing ball. So I think that's a big thing that he wants to instill in his guys. And I mean, since I've been playing for him, I think I've only heard him scream maybe a handful of. He's not a screamer,
right?
Because coming from the NFL, like, you can't just go and cuss somebody out, or because they make more money than you.
That's a little different.
Yeah, so
that's right.
So I think he's taken that philosophy and brought it to college football. So he doesn't scream; he just tells you what to do. Like, hey, man, I didn't like how you did this.
Yeah.
I think you should try this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, coach, boom. And then now he does get upset if you keep making the same mistake over and over, but that's a given.
That's natural.
Yeah, that's a given.
That makes sense.
But that's the way he coaches. He's very laid back, and he knows what to expect. And we know what to expect from him, because he sets the standard. Mm-hmm. And his favorite saying is, the standard is the standard, and it won't change for anybody.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, a lot more to get to with you, Trey, on the other side. We're right up against a break. First, I want to tell all the listeners about our friends at Amy Mason Cup State Farm. All across the country, drivers are reaping the rewards of safer driving with the updated Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm, as dynamic new features like interactive maps and driving tips that make the pursuit of your discount. You can earn up to 30% off of your bill even easier. When my family was looking to switch and save on our insurance, we called Amy Mason Cup, and she took care of the rest. She's a South Carolina native and a local agent. She and her team can give you a personalized quote to help meet your insurance needs and help you save, and that's including giving you more information on the new Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm. Visit her website, amymasoncup.com. Let her help your family just like she helped mine. You can give her a call, 803-772-5554, or again, amymasoncup.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. More with Trey Knox on the other side. You're listening to the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour here on 107.5 The Game.
Make a difference. Relish a great work-life balance. Enjoy generous benefits and competitive pay. Go home each night feeling fulfilled by your work. Work for an employer of choice. Work for Blue Ridge Hospice. We're always looking to hire compassionate RNs, CNAs, or anyone interested in office or thrift shop work. We've been your not-for-profit community hospice since 1981. Visit our website for more information or to apply today at blueridgehospice.org. That's blueridgehospice.org. Blue Ridge Hospice is an equal opportunity employer.
Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. Presented by Firehouse Subs. Founded by firemen with Chris Clark, Wes Mitchell, and Tyler Head on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
All right, back here in the Herndon Chevrolet Studios, Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. We go until noon. Chris Clark here in studio with Trey Knox for the next 30 minutes or so. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Trey, good first couple of segments, man. We've been looking back kind of on your career at Arkansas. Justin Stepp recruiting you to Arkansas. You move into the tight end room with Dowell Loggins. Both of those guys now are your coaches. So let's get a little bit more into the present here. So you made the decision to leave Arkansas and enter the transfer portal. So what all went into that? Like, were you nervous about going into the portal? Were you like, it doesn't matter, I'm going into the portal? Like, walk us through that decision.
I was very nervous. When you're somewhere for 4 years, kind of hard to leave. But I thought that it had to be done. The offense that I was in was just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was ultimately the deciding factor. I mean, I prayed about it so many nights before I made the decision, just to be sure that I was doing the right thing. And I think that it will pay off for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to the next season.
So you enter the portal, and then Stepp's already at South Carolina. I mean, he's been here for a while. Beamer ends up hiring Coach Loggins, I think, at some point in December as well. But at what point, we were talking earlier how South Carolina had offered you out of high school. There wasn't really a lot of interest on your part, but at what point did you start looking towards Columbia once you entered the portal?
This might sound bad, but when we played you guys week 2.
Okay.
I don't know. I was enamored by Coach Beamer. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, this guy has this certain kind of aura that I can just feel.
Even during the game?
Even during after the game.
Interesting.
After the game, I was just like, dude, this, because, he and Coach Loggins are friends.
Yeah.
So they talked after the game. And then I talked to Coach Stepp, of course, because I've known him for years now.
Right.
And I was just like, this guy here, there's something about him that's special. And once I hit the portal, I was like, well, I mean, I'm a fan of Coach Beamer, so it was a no-brainer.
Did you know at that point, were you like, okay, I like Beamer, I know Stepp and Loggins eventually comes along, were you like, their tight end room cleared out too?
Yes.
I mean, that
But
came
that was
along.
the least of my worries.
Yeah.
But I was like, there ain't no tight ends here either. I was like, oh, we golden.
So you said that you had, Beamer had this, or can you even pinpoint what exactly it was that you liked about him?
It was just something about him. And you've had that feeling before.
Yeah.
It's just like, this guy, I can't even explain it, but hopefully you understand.
No,
guys.
I do understand. I mean, because, you have that feeling about certain people. Well, now that once you got to know him a little bit more, aside from just seeing him interact on the field with other coaches or, maybe looking up a couple press conferences or whatever, investigating the program, what have you found that you can dive in where if you described him as a person?
Family first guy. He's very intentional. And that's what I think I love the most about him.
Yeah.
Is he cares for his players day in and day out. Now, he's going to love you hard, but he's going to love you. And you'll know that he loves you.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's just very intentional. I don't know. He's a great coach, I think. He's very smart. Special teams is his thing, which I've never seen that before either. But he loves special teams, and we put a big emphasis on it. And he just knows his stuff, man. He knows what he wants in the program and in the team and in his players, and we go out there and do that. And he's very understanding, too. If you have something going on, all you got to do is call him and talk to him about it. I mean, y'all can go through the thing together. I mean, he cares that much, and that he'll pick up the phone at any time.
Yeah. We had a sit-down interview with Beamer a while back, and he actually told a story, it's kind of along the lines of what you're saying, that included Coach Loggins. So after Loggins had moved here, they had a recruiting day or something going on, and Dowell's son was playing his first baseball game down the road, and so Dowell went to him and was like, hey, do you mind if I scoot out for a few minutes, just 30 minutes, something like that, watch my son play? And Beamer was like, don't ever ask me that again. You just go next time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of tracks with what you're saying.
I mean, and I wholeheartedly believe that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a couple of Coach Loggins' son's baseball games. They're actually kind of exciting. So,
are they really?
Yeah, his name is Ryan, and he can swing it now.
Oh, can he?
Yeah, he's solid, pretty good.
Is he a better athlete than Dowell? That was pretty. He was solid back in the day. He was scrappy.
Yeah, scrappy little guy.
He was a shorter quarterback.
Yeah,
and snapper, right? Is that right?
Holder. Great holder, or so he says. I don't really
high
know.
Kroger-esque holder.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know if I would put him that high, but I'm not.
You can't put nobody's
Kai
higher
Kroger's
than Kyle.
different.
Kai's the best passer, holder, punter, kicker.
Anything we need.
Anything you need.
We'll probably hand him off the ball a couple times.
Why not? Hey, I was reading over your bio actually. Back in high school, you ran the ball some in high school.
Wildcat quarterback.
That's interesting. I was going to ask you about because you played defense and you ran the ball some. Wildcat quarterback. You gonna do any of that here?
I hope so. I've been asking Coach Loggins. I don't know how it's going to work, or if he's even listening to me. But
if he hasn't indicated either way,
it's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot. I feel like Wildcat quarterback's one of those things that like everybody wants to do it, and they can't let everybody do it. There's one ball. There's one 11, quarterback.
6 guys have to touch it. 7 guys have to touch it.
Yeah.
6 guys.
So you also just went out, speaking of quarterbacks, you went out to Arizona, right, to train a bit with Spencer. Saw a picture of you guys out there. It was what, you, AB, Xavier.
Zay and Juice.
Zay and Juice. Tell us a little bit more about those sessions. We didn't get to see them, so.
We're just getting work in, running our plays and running the routes that we actually run in the game, or I guess I haven't played a game yet, but in practice or live reps, let's just say that.
Yeah.
And just trying to perfect the timing, because everything's always about timing and the spot of the ball, and if you're going to be there when the ball gets there. And so just learning what, I think the biggest thing was to learn what's going through Spencer's head when he's making a read or throwing the ball, where he's thinking about placing the ball. It depends if we're 10 yards and in, if he's placing the ball. If I'm on if I'm in the back of the end zone where he's throwing it versus if I'm on the goal line.
Yeah.
Or crossing the pylon, like just the different kind of throws that he makes, the arm angles and I think that was nice, like picking his brain to know where because now I know what he's thinking and I can try to match that.
Yeah.
Or anticipate that.
Yeah, that's what I was going like. So when you go over it, like how much a lot of people just think of it very just like macro level, like run route, throw ball. Yeah. Like there's a little more to it than that.
Yeah, like if I'm in the back of the end zone and we're in red zone, like I'm expecting the ball my face shot or higher. Top shelf throw.
Yeah.
And if I'm in the front, if I'm on the goal line, I expect it below my waist so I can catch a cradle and fall on the ground. Yeah. And those are the little things that people, don't see all the time. But you see them show up a lot in the ball placements. And because there's no defense for the perfect throw.
Yeah.
At all.
Right.
The quarterback can throw somebody open like that in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And so just knowing what my quarterback wants to do, and he's talented, and arm is talented, he's smart, and he's very decisive. And being with a guy like that, it just makes the game fun and it makes it easy.
More with Trey Knox on the other side of the break. First, want to tell you about our friends at Integrated Media. Summer's upon us, even though this past weekend didn't really seem that way. Summer is upon us, so whether you need an outdoor solution, audio-visual, need a man cave inside built at your home, check out some inspiration photos from our guys at Integrated Media Columbia on Instagram and on Facebook. You can get some inspiration ideas. If you need something as simple as getting a TV mounted, if you need something as complex as a whole home smart home system, Michael and Nathan and the team at Integrated Media can do it for you. IntegratedMediaInc.com. Again, Integrated Media Columbia on Facebook and on Instagram for some inspiration photos. And you can also give them a call, 803-948-8327. Tell them the guys at 107.5 on the Gamecock Central Takeover sent you over. Again, that's Integrated Media. Watch, listen, control. Back on the other side, Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. One more segment with Trey Knox. You're listening to 107.
Ready for summer and want an enjoyable day trip? Head to Fauquier County, Virginia, just off I-66, nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Fauquier County has over 25 local wineries, breweries, hiking trails, and Rappahannock River access. Check out visitfauquier.com for details. Fauquier County. Find what you love.
The game.
It's the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. Presented by Firehouse Subs. Founded by firemen with Chris Clark, Wes Mitchell, and Tyler Head. On your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
All right, Chris Clark back with you, rolling along until noon with Trey Knox. Gamecock Central Takeover Hour here on 107.5 The Game. And Trey, we were just talking there about you going out with some of your teammates to throw with Spencer Rattler and diving into some of the minutia between a quarterback and receivers. But wanted to ask you about Spencer. So he had obviously some high points last season in his first year, decided to come back. And it's been interesting because I've asked some of your other teammates, like, who is the most improved player on the team or who has really impressed you in the spring, like looking back at spring ball, post-spring? And a lot of them said Spencer. Do you agree with that? I know you weren't here last year, right? But just looking at leadership and guys that maybe impressed you during the spring.
I think that he's more confident.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that I noticed. He has that swagger. And you can just tell by how he walks around on the field, how he warms up, like, he's about to serve some touchdowns today. Like, you just tell. And you need a guy that, at the end of the day, he has to touch the ball every play.
Yep.
Literally every play. And if a guy exudes confidence like that, it bleeds off to the other guy, the other 10 guys on offense. Yeah. If our quarterback's playing with confidence and fearlessness, then we're going to go out there and play with confidence and fearlessness. But it starts with him, and I think he understands that and knows that he has to play well for us to succeed. And I know it's a big burden to carry, but he has the shoulders to do it, and he definitely has the arm talent to do it. So it'll be fun. I'm just excited for him and ready to go watch him spin it.
Speaking of that arm talent, I am constantly amazed by Spencer just from like this is going to sound geeky, like just like a physical standpoint, because like you see some big dudes that can really throw, like Josh Allen is like a classic. Like if Josh Allen walked in, that dude can throw the football. He's a giant, but like Spencer is not that big of a dude.
No.
But he can just absolutely rip it. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how. I've even asked him about it. I'm like, he's just like, it's just God-given ability. But like, I don't get it.
Facts. And all right, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So I think this is day 2 of spring ball. And we're moving the pocket. He just rolls out and just drops a dime, like 40 yards.
Yeah.
And I look at him like, bro, what? Like, after practice, I text Coach Loggins. I was like, dude, like, Spencer is real. He's like, no, that throw he made? I was like, bro, what is that? Like, he's like, no, he's different. And I was like, we were very impressed.
Yeah.
And now I was talking to people, he does that all the time. I'm like, well, shoot, dude, I haven't seen that before. And I mean, moving the pocket like that and just being able to throw on the run, it's art.
Well, I mean, and that is some of his best throws, even some of the ones that did not connect last year. Like, that sounds kind of silly, like it was incomplete, but like just the actual arm talent to even get it there. I remember even in the Arkansas game last year, right? So he threw one, I think he was rolling to his left, and he was going for AB actually. And he overthrew
him. I remember.
He about threw it out of the stadium. Yeah. You're just going, how do you even throw that?
I mean,
moving to your left.
The dude is crazy, and I just hope that he can put it all together this year and we'll win a bunch of games.
Well, so you were talking about that confidence, and I know you don't have, like, you weren't here last year to go through that and kind of measure them together, but just generally, and I know you're a more experienced guy, so you're going to have a different take than like a freshman or a sophomore. But just from what you've seen from your teammates and how you feel, do you feel like you are playing pretty fast and free and confident from what you saw in the spring?
Yes. I mean, there's always things that we have to clean up, of course.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever perfect, and we're striving for perfection. I mean, we're never going to get to it because it's not possible. Right. But if we can get just this close from, I mean, you can't see my hands, but a centimeter away from perfection, we'll be happy with it.
Yeah.
And we just got stuff to clean up. I mean, things to keep putting in, more plays, more stuff that we can do to help us win games, more formations, whatever we have to do to win games. And so I think this team is hungry, especially as an offense, very hungry. And I think we're just ready to go take the whole thing over.
I asked this question of all the players. I'm sure I've asked you before too, but I know the spring game I know was pretty like vanilla, right? From what y'all aren't going to open up the entire playbook for a spring game. No need to. And I know it's still being kind of sorted through, like from a finished product standpoint. But if you had to describe this offense, to somebody who maybe has never seen any of it, right? We didn't get to watch much practice in the spring. We saw the spring game pretty vanilla. How do you describe it? What you're going to see from Dowell Loggins?
Definitely just guys playing to the best of their ability. I think that's the first thing that we have to get out there is guys are going to play hard.
Yeah.
Because that's what is expected of them. And it's easy to, like I said earlier, it's easy to play for somebody that you like and that you respect. And I think that he's rounding up the troops that way. So that'll be good. And striving for perfection. I think there's just different elements. Like, it's hard to describe because there's just different elements that we can do when we need to. I think that's really the biggest thing is we want to be able to control the game and do what we have to do to win.
So you don't feel like it's pigeonholed and what, like
I don't think it's set in stone.
Yeah. And Loggins isn't like, is it more just of him about like looking at what can my players do?
Yes.
Like, what are Spencer's strengths? What are Trey's strengths? And
I think, and that's why he wants to make it easier for us. Like,
yeah.
Because football, at the end of the day, football's not that hard. Like, it's not crazy hard. And I think he just wants us to play free. And that's
it shouldn't be hard, right?
Yeah,
like,
Like, it shouldn't.
You shouldn't be thinking
and playing
constantly.
Because if you're thinking, you're most likely not doing the right thing. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, if you hesitate, you're beat.
Yeah, you're beat.
It's over.
Sack, pick, like anything.
Right.
And I think he just wants to eliminate the thinking. And that's the first and foremost. Eliminate the thinking and just playing with good intensity and playing with great effort. He doesn't want to have to coach effort. That's one thing he says he refuses to coach.
And you feel like the team's there.
Yeah.
Like y'all you're happy with what you've seen. All right, so first, I'm kind of thinking, I tend to think of the season in phases, and the first 3 games of the season, UNC and Charlotte, that'll be a biggie. Furman, and then the Georgia game time is now set. It'll be hot.
3:30, right?
It'll be 3:30. How much are you looking forward to all those?
Oh, I'm ready.
To go.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
I mean, it's a tough first 3 games, but
it always is.
I'd rather us than anybody else, honestly.
So goals going into this summer, and you can say, well, let's just go kind of individually. What do you want to hone in on this summer as you have restarted workouts now before you get into preseason camp in August, these next couple months?
Definitely putting on just a little bit more weight. Because I like to lose during camp.
That's easy, right?
It's weird. Yeah, it's very easy. I mean, it's the easiest thing to do in camp, honestly.
Yeah.
And so that's like that's every summer goal for mine is to put on like 5 pounds so I can lose like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then just being, more familiar with the playbook, man. Just knowing it's the back of my hand. So that I know what I have to do. And if anybody needs help, I know that I can tell them what they have to do. And once everybody, learns conceptually like that, I mean, and you can just switch guys around and plug and play guys. I mean, it's just hard to keep up with. Definitely working on my blocking. I mean, you can always work on blocking. Footwork's hands, striking, punching from low to high. Just all the, the intricacies of blocking. And just, staying healthy. The biggest thing, I want to be fresh and healthy going into season rather than being beat up. So.
Yeah, your best ability is your availability. Yep, you've heard that one too. All right, Trey, well, we still have a lot. I feel like we're leaving stuff on the table, but we only have an hour, so this has been fun, man. I appreciate you coming in and joining us here on a special edition of the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour. I'm Chris Clark. He's Trey Knox. Thanks for listening.
Yes,
Halftime show is up next here on 107.5 The Game.
Join us at Mervis Diamond this weekend for our very special Viraggio engagement and wedding ring show combined with our famous Mermaid lab-grown diamond show. Our full Viraggio bridal collection will be on view. It's your chance to customize your ring your way. Mermaid lab-grown diamonds are the finest you can get. The quality is amazing and the value will blow you away. Now you can flash a huge rock, twice the size of what you would have expected, in a gorgeous Veragio ring at a very affordable price. Love can strike at any time. Celebrate with a mermaid diamond in a Veragio ring. What's more, with Mervis financing, you can get all of this for less than $200 a month with zero interest for up to 5 years. Select your ideal Veragio ring and mermaid lab-grown diamonds from the largest selection anywhere in the entire metro area. Only this weekend and only at Mervis. Don't miss the special savings offer. Mervis Diamond Importers. Register at mervisdiamond.com or call 1-800-HER-LOVE.